naked. I wanna be a baby.
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's Hannah Moné. If you don't know who I am, then that probably means that you're not subscribed to my channel, so make sure you're subscribed to my channel. Today, as you can see by the title, we are editing our Instagram pictures. This is a highly requested video. You guys have been hounding me on Instagram to show you guys how I take my Instagram pictures by myself and how I edit them. So today we're doing editing pictures, but I have a vlog coming out soon showing you how I actually take my Instagram pictures by myself in public. So make sure you are subscribed to my channel. Make sure the notification bell is on so you don't miss when I actually post that video. But we're just gonna go ahead and jump into the video. I don't want to make my intro too long. So before we get started, today's video is sponsored by Dossier. If you don't know what or who Dossier is, it is a luxury perfume company. They specialize in making affordable scents, but they are inspired by high-end perfumes and colognes. When you make your purchase from Dossier, it comes in a box that looks just like this. And in your box, you're going to get your 50 milliliter bottle of perfume. It also comes with kind of like an informational little, little label on it. It also comes with a little travel size little spritz as well, so I really like that too, because sometimes I don't want to take a big old bottle of perfume with me everywhere I go, so I like that too. So you get a big bottle and you also get a little travel size perfume. So when you get your box, it also comes with the informational card. My favorite part about this is it actually tells you what specific perfume that the one you have is inspired by. So this month they sent me Aquatic Peony, and it is inspired by one of Giorgio Armani's perfumes, and I love Giorgio Armani, so I'm in love with this scent. Yeah, make sure you guys check them out. They are vegan free, and all their scents I believe start at $29. So make sure you guys check them out. The holiday season is approaching. Make sure you get you some nice cologne, some perfume for Christmas, some gifts for people, and also make sure you use my discount code. It is HannahD10. I'll put it on the screen right here for you guys, but make sure you use my discount code, and everything will be linked in the description box down below. All right, you guys, and let's go ahead and get into this video. So my editing process is really not that extensive. I only use about 3 to 4 apps when editing my pictures. Most of the time I just use 3 apps. The 3 apps I use is Lightroom, Airbrush, and VSCO. Lightroom I mainly use for lighting. So if you take a picture and the lighting is terrible, or sometimes when you take a picture on an iPhone, colors come out extremely flat or they come out too vibrant. And so Lightroom is a really good app to actually edit specific colors in your pictures. If you're like really tech savvy, or you have like a certain aesthetic on your page and you only want, like, say you want only reds to pop on your page, Lightroom is really good for that, because you can make all the other colors look dead and then make reds pop. So Lightroom is really good if you do have like a certain aesthetic for your page, or if you just want bright, vivid, beautiful pictures. And that is going to be the first app we are getting into today. So first off, I am going to be editing some kind of old pictures. So obviously my hair is different in the picture in here. So I took a whole bunch of pictures, as you can see. Took a lot of pictures. My main thing that I like to do is, after I take the pictures, for one, before I even leave a location, I make sure that I got some good shots that have potential, because the worst thing that you can do is leave a location without making sure that you got a good picture, because then it's just a waste of your time. So when I do that, when I actually look through my phone and make sure I got some good pictures, I go ahead and heart them as I'm going through them, or favorite them. So that way, when I get to the editing process, I don't have to go through hundreds of pictures. As you can see, I can just go to my favorites album and then just, eliminate the ones that I don't want in my favorites. So that is what I've already done here. So that part takes forever, in my opinion, if you wait until you get home to actually look through your pictures. So I already favorited everything that I want to edit. As you can see, like I said, I took a lot of pictures in this location. So I went ahead and already favorited the ones that I like. So like I said, the first app we are going to be getting into today is Lightroom, and it's right here, bottom right corner. It is by Adobe, and most Adobe apps you have to pay for, but Lightroom you do not have to pay for. So I'm just going to go ahead and import these pictures. Let's see. Now honestly, with my favorites also, I don't like to have more than 5 to 6 favorites, because I'm only gonna probably post 1 to 3 pictures. So I also don't want to waste my time editing pictures that are not going to get used. I feel like that's a waste of time. So what I usually like to do is after I favorite everything, go to my favorites folder and then keep cutting pictures out that I don't want, just to save time. And yeah, just to save time from editing pictures that aren't going to get posted or get used. So I'm just going to edit one picture on camera with you guys. So let me pick out which one. I think this is actually my favorite right here. The very first thing I do before I touch anything else on a picture, it doesn't matter what the picture is, the very first thing I do is hit the auto button at the bottom. Auto is basically going to do all the hard work for you. So as you can see, I'm hitting the before and after. It already brightened everything up for me so much more. It brings life to this picture like crazy. So if I did this manually, I would be doing this forever because I would have had to touch contrast, I would have had to touch up the exposure, shadows, highlights, all that. And some people like to do that themselves. If you do you. Me, I'm kind of lazy when it comes to editing. So I kind of want something that's going to be fast and efficient. So I just went ahead and did the auto button. And like I said, as you can see, this is the before and this is the after, and it looks amazing. The only thing that I see that I want to touch up now is the trees and my hair. So any picture that I take with trees, bushes, grass, I always want to make sure the green is popping, because for me, I like vivid, bright, beautiful colors in my pictures. So always touch up the grass, in my opinion. Since my hair is red in this picture, I like to make sure that the red is actually popping, because in person, my hair was actually a lot more vibrant and full of color than in this picture. So the first thing I'm gonna do is hit the grass. So I'm gonna go down to color at the bottom here, and you're gonna wanna hit mix, and you're gonna go to your greens. The first thing I like to touch on is the hue, just because I wanna know what kind of green I'm working with before I actually hit the saturation. So I'm not gonna really make it too crazy. Like I said, this will go deeper into if you have like a certain aesthetic for your page, you know, then I would probably do something like that, because that's actually kind of cute. I like that. But I don't want it to look too drastic and too unrealistic. So I'm just gonna lighten it up just a little bit to give it more life. And while I'm editing, I'm really big on like going back and forth to before and after, because like I said, I want it to still be realistic. So I don't want it to be like blue on the trees. So I want it to look very realistic, but I think I like that so far. I'm gonna go ahead and touch the saturation. I usually, with any type of greenery in my pictures, I usually almost go full on 100 on the saturation, just because like I said, I like for it to pop. I like it to, you know, be there. So yeah, I'm feeling this. Okay, yeah, so I'm pretty comfortable with the green behind me. Now, like I said, I want to hit the red and touch up my hair. Let me zoom in a little bit so I can actually see. Okay, and then let me look at the before and after. Yeah, that looks really good. So one thing about reds is that you have to be careful, because your lips have red in them, and sometimes people have a red undertone in their skin. So when you hit reds too much, it'll make your lips look like super cherry blossom, or it'll change your skin tone. So you still want to be careful with that. All right, so I'm pretty comfortable in this app now. I think that everything looks pretty good. So I'm pretty much done in this app. I don't really see anything else that I want to touch up on. So I'm gonna go ahead and export this picture, and then we're gonna jump into the next app. Okay guys, so the next app we're gonna get into is Airbrush. This is Airbrush at the top. So with Airbrush, to me, Airbrush is really good for contouring your face, smoothing out textures, erasing things like off the ground, stuff like that. Like that's what Airbrush is really good for. So we're gonna go ahead and get that picture added in here. The very first thing I like to do when I get into Airbrush is hit the magic button. This magic button is gonna be custom to you, so you can set it up however you want to. This is mainly for like contouring your face, the smoothing. This touches up on everything on your face. Now, honestly, this is not a good picture to show an example of this because I have glasses on, so it's not detecting my face. But if it would have detected my face, it would do like contouring for me. It would smooth everything out automatically. If you have small lips and you want your lips to be popping or big, you can do that on here. You can do anything. But like I said, because I have on glasses and it's kind of hard for it to detect my face, it's not doing any smoothing for me. It's not really doing much at all. Now, as you can see, it also does smoothing automatically on certain textures. So if you look at the wall, this is the wall before and this is the wall after. And I kind of like that. It kind of makes the picture look clean cut. So I don't mind that it smooths out textures for me, so I'm okay with that. So the very first thing that I'm gonna do, because it's kind of bothering me, is I'm gonna get like some of these things off of the ground that I don't like, that is very noticeable to me, and I feel like if I notice it, other people will notice it. So first thing I'm gonna do is go to the eraser, and I am just going to literally just tap and it does all the work for you. So anything that you really don't like now I'm just being picky because that's not that noticeable. And then that's the before and after. So to me, like I said, I noticed stuff like that on the ground. I want my pictures to look clean and cut. So yeah. Okay, so the next thing that I am gonna do is I am gonna go ahead and smooth my face out, because my face is just giving so much texture and I like a smooth, clean look. Now with the smoothing, you don't want to do too much, so make sure that you don't smooth too much, but I do like to smooth some of the texture out. I also have this shadow on the right side of my face. I'm gonna see if I can remove that. I'm gonna try and use the eraser, but sometimes I have luck with it and sometimes I don't. So let me see. Yeah, and it's removing it. Let me back up and see how it looks. It might be worse, honestly. Well, it's not worse, but it's still there. That's probably the best it's gonna get. So I'm going to save it like that. And usually if I have to touch up on my face or on a body part with the eraser, I just go back in with the smooth just to kind of make it, you know, look natural as much as possible. Yeah, I think it looks pretty good. I also like to smooth, like if I have texture on my arms or my stomach, you know, just make it look all clean and pretty. So now I'm liking this picture. I'm trying to see anything else that needs anything, but honestly this picture is pretty clean. This area that I took the picture was really nice and clean, so I don't see that much that I need to actually do. Everything looks pretty good, so I'm gonna go ahead and save it and we're gonna jump into the next app. All right guys, and the last app that we are gonna jump into today is VSCO. It is at the top in the middle, as you can see. That's what the app looks like. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into it. This app is the easiest app ever. I spend the least time in this app, because this is basically just filters, like last minute exposure, touch up, saturation, things like that. And with my page, I don't like to like overdo it with the filters, so I don't spend too much time in this app. But let's just go ahead and get the picture we just edited in there. So the first thing that you see on here before you start editing is all these little suggestions at the bottom. So VSCO has this thing where it automatically tells you what filters fit best for your pictures, because it can kind of pick up on the contrast, the colors. If you have a vibrant picture with a lot of colors in it, it's gonna kind of like suggest the filters that are going to accentuate the colors more. So you obviously don't have to go with their options, but to me that it like really helps me out. So I like to just look at them and see if they're doing anything for me. So I don't like that. So I'm gonna go to my favorites. VSCO has a whole bunch of filters, and this is the free version. I did not pay for it. I forgot to renew my membership. But even with the free version, you can see you have a lot of filters to choose from. So you don't have to spend your money on this, but I personally like to, because you get a lot more filters and they look amazing. But once you actually get comfortable on the app, you can favorite all the filters you want to favorite. And I'm just going to go through here and actually look at which ones I like on my picture. And I really want this picture to kind of pop. I kind of like that one. I like that one because of what it's doing to this grayish blue behind me. Like, I'm really liking that. So I'm gonna use this filter. I'm gonna use this filter, but I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. I never put my filters on 12 because it's actually bringing down the pixels. And when you actually export it and put it on Instagram, your picture is not gonna be as crisp and pretty as it should be. So I suggest you don't use your filters on 12. That's my opinion. You can use it or you can leave it. I usually feel pretty comfortable leaving my pictures around 7 or 6, but because it's not doing what I want it to do to that color behind me, I'm gonna leave it at like, let me see. I'm gonna leave it at like 8.5. After I got my filter together, I am gonna wanna touch up on like saturation, exposure, contrast, all that. So, the first thing that I actually want to do, because this is really bothering me, is straighten this picture out because it's not straight. So you can actually straighten your pictures. Well, now I can't see it right. I literally have to like hold my phone like this and look at my pictures to make sure that they're straight, because I hate when pictures aren't straight. That really bothers me. Okay, it's straight now. Yeah, straight now. Okay. So now that it's straight, I like to touch on exposure first. Honestly, I feel like the exposure on this picture looks pretty good. I might turn it down just a tiny bit. After I'm going to what I think looks good, I go back to 0, which is what it was initially at. So that way I can make sure I'm not doing too much. Like I said, going back and forth. And yeah, it does look better with the contrast down. So I'm going to do that. And now that I did those two, I actually want to turn my filter down a little bit more. I am going to touch on the saturation just a little bit. I feel like my skin just needs a little bit more pop to it, and it's not doing that. Like, I look really flat and dead in this picture. So I'm going to go to like 0.7. Look at the before and after. But yeah, I don't think I want to touch up on anything else. As you can see though, they have a lot of really good little filters and features on here. You can touch up on your highlight tones if you want to, if that's like your editing style. You can do highlight tints as well. So they have a lot of cool features on here, but I'm not too much into all that. I'm kind of basic when it comes to my editing. I just like a little bit of filters and some smoothing, and I'm good. Yeah, I like it. So I'm gonna go ahead and export this picture, and then we can look at this side by side and see if I did a good job. All right, you guys, so this is the before, and I'm actually gonna try and put the before and the after on the screen so you guys can actually see it really well. But this is the before and after of the picture. As you can see, it definitely brought up the tones on it because this was actually really dark, and it brought life to this picture for sure. So I love it. If you want something more natural, you can still do that. In VSCO, you have a broad variety of different filters and different selections for different types of people with different niches on their pages. So yeah, I'm in love though. I love this. This looks really good to me. But yeah, I like it. All right, you guys, and that was everything in this video today. I don't know what that was. All right, guys, so that was everything in this video today. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, you might as well subscribe to my channel, because what are you doing? Make sure you guys check out Dossier. Like I said, they have amazing scents, and this is the perfect time to get you some perfume and some cologne. It's the holiday season. Make sure you guys use my code. Again, it's HannahD10 to get you some money off. Thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure you give it a thumbs up if you did like this video. Make sure you comment down below if you have any questions or you just like the video. Like I said, make sure you guys stay tuned, because my vlog on how I take pictures by myself in public is going to be posted very soon, and I don't want you guys to miss it. So make sure you check that out too. And I will see you guys in my next video.